What is up, people? It is me, Monster58, and welcome back to another video review. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ratchet. Really excited to finally pick this guy up, as I feel like having the Earthrise one in my display, now having this one, it's just much better overall. I'm going to say if you have the Earthrise one, it's not a bad figure at all by any stretch, and it's very good, but I just think that this ultimately is a better representation of what we saw with Ratchet. But before we get to actually looking at Ratchet, let's take a look at the box here. As you can see, some awesome artwork here that we see of Ratchet before his tragic demise in the movie, Transformers the movie. Sorry, the box is a little messed up, unfortunately, I think, because I've been throwing around a lot of boxes here in my room, and unfortunately, the frickin' box here I think got messed up. Either that or it was messed up in transport. I can't freaking remember either or. But Autobot Ratchet Studio Series 86, 23 there for 2023. Transformers, Generations, some more nice artwork there of Ratchet, and then some even more nice artwork, Studio Series 86. And finally, our obligatory product shots, and then obviously the display base is unfortunately on the arc where Ratchet meets his demise. But other than that, let's get this guy out here and see how he actually is. Alright guys, here we have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ratchet in his ambulance mode. And I gotta say, this is pretty much as spot on as you'll get to how he looked in terms of like a Voyager class figure. And I think that this is probably one of the better, if not the best representation in the mainline figure that's not a masterpiece that we've gotten in a very long time. And I'm very happy that we do have this as an option for people who couldn't get the Earthrise one, because I'm just going to admit it right now, I paid on Amazon for it and I wasn't happy about the price I paid for it, but we'll leave it at that. But taking a look at the details, you can see you do have a nice Autobot logo there, very nice for the light bar. This is obviously the difference between this and the 86 Ratchet, 86 Ironhide mold, and just some more nice blue transparent plastic around here. Now obviously there's, that debate on transparent plastic and whether it's good to have it or not, and obviously I think for this it's okay, but it worries me over time how long this will last. Where the transparent plastic really is, which is here, this is what genuinely scares me, but we'll talk about that in the transformation. A nice silver here for the bumper. We also do have some nice silver painted wheels, and then we have the black painted tires. Those also have some very nice details in them all around. And as you can see, nothing really on the back. Really wish that some of this was painted. It's not painted in Ironhide either. And unfortunately, I actually do not have, well, I have access to my Ironhide, but the way he's positioned right now is it's very difficult to get to him, and I apologize, but I just kind of don't feel like removing everything to get him out. So unfortunately, he will not be here for comparison. But as we know, excuse me, this is simply a repaint and a slight retool of the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ironhide, because as we know, Ratchet and Ironhide since G1 have always been that way. Obviously, there's been, variations, especially like with the Bayformer films. But yeah, that's how we always have known them to be. So if you do have the Ironhide figure, you'll get a pretty damn good idea of what you're going to get here with Ratchet. So for quick comparison, the only thing I actually do not like about this is there's no red stripe. There should be a red stripe right here. You can see the molding here. It's the same for Ironhide. He should have the yellow stripe. For some reason, they decide to paint it on the battle damaged Ironhide version, and I imagine that there will be a battle damaged, dead version of Ratchet at some point with the red stripe. I just don't get it, man. Like, give people the option of whether they want either or, but make it at least as accurate as possible. I don't think it would have cost that much to paint this red stripe at all if you claim the budget, and then if you claim that you just wanted to make it just because I'll make it just exclusive for the version of this guy that's going to be the dead version. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just a little bit, kind of unfair that he doesn't have this. If you don't have it, Toy Haxel probably already has stickers that will fill this in. But yeah, just kind of a little unfortunate, but still really good otherwise. My only other concern is the yellowing of the plastic. I really hope over time this doesn't yellow. But for comparison, setting him off to the back here, alright, here we have Ratchet with both the Earthrise Optimus Prime as well as the Studio Series 86 Deluxe class Brawn, and I gotta say, this is perfectly fine. He should be just like about the same size as the cab for Optimus here. As you can see, if you take a look, he's about the same size and length. But obviously, Optimus with the trailer should be bigger, but these characters were always relatively similar in size, especially when they were standing next to each other in their robot modes. So I'm perfectly fine with this. You can see top-down comparison, and again, another side comparison here. You guys can take a look at that. So very, very nice there. And then taking a look at the comparison with Brawn, as you can see, Brawn is much smaller, but obviously he's a mini bot, so what are you going to do? But yeah, you can see more there. I think he scales very well. I think Ratchet is perfectly fine. If you thought Ironhide scaled well, again, this is basically the same figure, just retooled and repainted. So yeah, that's really about it for comparison. So there's not too much else with this guy for comparison, so let's move on. Alright guys, so one thing we're going to do here real quick is show off the accessories, and the only reason I'm doing this now instead of later, as I usually do in my videos, is because that they store very nicely in the vehicle mode. As you can see, both of the guns fit here like mufflers do on the back of a vehicle, so really cool. So you can just unpeg these and then they just go in to these tabs right here. If you have Ironhide, you already know what I'm talking about, but I don't think I did a review on Ironhide when he came out, so I'm just telling you guys now. These are very nice. Very well painted. But the other thing I do think is that I think that the Earthrise version, or excuse me, the Siege version, had better accessories, because he had like these wrenches that were really cool and some other accessories that I thought were just better for Ratchet, because it's like, you know, he is obviously the medic of the entire Autobot forces next to Perceptor, so it's really nice to have those accessories. So if you have those, I definitely recommend you try and pair those with this guy, but if you don't, it's whatever. I just wish that instead of these, maybe we just got one of these, and then maybe we got like another one of something else. I don't know. I just wish that there was a little more accessories with Ratchet, because I want him to feel like a medic and to have medic items with him, you know, like especially given the anatomy of a transformer, something like a wrench or other tools like that would have certainly been way better as accessories alongside the guns. So, yeah. But now that we've gotten the accessories out of the way, let's get into the transformation, which again, if you have Ironhide, you already know what it is, but at the same time, I don't think I ever did a review on Ironhide. So let's do the transformation. So getting into the transformation really isn't too bad here. So to get this, to start, we're going to take this entire back section and we're going to untab it, and then we're going to accordion this out. What you can do is, I like to lift it up like this, and then what you can do is flip up the back like this and then fold in the windows onto the bottoms of what will become the feet, or in the middle of what will become the feet, and then fold these down and these will become the bottoms of the feet. And then you can take these sections and then just accordion them down like so that they fit right here. And as you can see, these sections were already flipped up on the ankles, and then you can just flip these back down as well. Then, this is what takes a little bit of finagling, so you got to get this entire top section loose. So what I like to do is kind of push, not super hard, but just kind of push the arms and kind of get what will become the arms, and just kind of split this as best you can. Now, there, the light bar came off, unfortunately. Trying to just split this without, there we go, split this like so, and then the legs are really, really simple. So to do the legs, once you have this entire section split, you just got to untab it here from these sides here, and then all you got to do from here, fold this all the way down, fold this in. Do the same thing here, fold this all the way down, fold this in, and literally you just kind of like straighten this out, and this is basically the bottom half of the robot already transformed. Coming to the front, take the front bumper and untab this. Then you can take these arms and you can rotate them like so to the front. Then what you have to do is here you just have clearance to rotate this entire section around, and then you can take this section and then just essentially tab it in. Then fold this section out, and then you can fold the head out. Now take the chest section, and you can see these little panels right here, so you just fold these in. Fold this top of the roof down, and then just push the chest in. Like, oops, a little more. Sorry about that. Like that. Then take the bumper section, that was the front bumper, and then you'll just allow it to sort of slot into this back section here. So just push, and you should just essentially feel it tab into place. Straighten his arms out, fold the fists out, and then, ladies and gentlemen, Here we have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ratchet in his robot mode. And I gotta say, guys, this is pretty much as accurate as a representation of the on-screen version of Ratchet from the G1 cartoon as we've ever really had, besides maybe the Masterpiece version. It's an absolutely fantastic looking figure, and this is pretty much, this is Ratchet. This is the Ratchet that I knew when I was a kid. Here, like I usually do, I'll put Ratchet off to the side here, and here we'll put a picture of Ratchet from G1. Obviously, there's some different coloration stuff, but for the most part, this is great overall, and I'm not really too annoyed at how this looks. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. In addition, if you look from the side, I mean, he cleans up perfectly well. Like there's no backpack at all besides this. In this it fits fine. So overall, really good. Taking a look at the head sculpt, which is obviously the major difference between him and Ironhide. Very nice Ratchet head sculpt, with the big. I guess this would be like his V fin. I'm thinking Gundam terms, but like his essentially like his little fin there on the top of his head. Very nice blue for the eyes, silver for the face, white for the face, silver for the face, white for the head. Very, very nice. Very nice Autobot logos, like the Medic Autobot logos here on both of his shoulders. Those are very nice. Obviously, the Autobot logo makes its appearance here. Very nice red and some decent molded in detail. And I believe with this guy, if you want to, you can also do that slicing this part of the side of the front skirts off so that you can get these to move independently of the middle, because as you can see, this whole section just moves as one, but I know you can cut these parts to make this all in an individual, these individual, and then the front skirt piece in the middle individual. Going it down though, you do see a lot more detail. Very, very nice. And again, he just cleans up very well. Again, very clean on the back. Overall, just a very, very well done looking figure, and I don't really have anything else to say about Ratchet. And so we're going to just put him a little bit off to the back there to do some quick comparisons. So here he is. Alright guys, here we have Ratchet alongside both Brawn as well as Earthrise Optimus Prime, and I gotta say, this is a great little cast that we have here. Obviously, he'll look even better amongst a ton of his other Autobot family, but other than that, this is a perfect size for Ratchet pretty much. I mean, you could argue that he could be a tad bit taller, just so, and that would obviously go the same for Ironhide, and I can definitely see that, but for the most part, he slots in between Carbots like Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. He's definitely bigger and taller than characters like Brawn, and then he's obviously shorter than the leader, Optimus Prime. Great scale. Alright, before we get into the articulation, the other thing I'll show is that it's very easy. You can take, obviously, the gun, and then he's got his fist, and then you can just put that in his fist. And there you go. And if you want the other one, you can obviously put the other gun in his wrist, and there you go. You have Ratchet double-wielding pistols. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. Nothing else, nothing too crazy. And there's, where are the 5mm on this guy? There isn't too many, actually, now that I'm looking at it. There is, I think... Actually, I don't necessarily see any other 5mm. So, like, just taking a quick glance at him right now, yeah, I don't personally see any other 5mm that I recall. So, that's a bit unfortunate, but overall, still really nice. So, I guess with that out of the way, we'll get into the articulation, which is very, very good. Head is on, I think, a ball joint, but because of the way the neck's designed, you can't get a ton of up and down, but you can get some up, you can get some down, you can do a full 360, which is always very nice. Full 360 here at the shoulders, and then you have an upper bicep cut, you have a 90-degree bend at the elbow. No wrist, there is wrist, I thought there wasn't. Wrist articulation, full 360. You do get full waist articulation as well, which is really, really nice. The front skirt also lifts up, so you can kick forward, you can kick back about that far. You can also have a 90-degree bend at the leg. You have an upper thigh cut with a thigh rotation, and then the feet can go back, they can go a bit forward, and then they also have ankle rocker. Not crazy ankle rocker. You can't do some insane splits like you can with some of the other characters, but you can get some pretty nice poses here with Ratchet, and overall, really, really good stuff all around, and I'm just very, very happy with how this figure came out. And so, from there, let's get into reverse transformation. So getting from there, let's get into it, and let's start off with the legs. So very easy thing to do here. So let's just straighten him out and get him situated. First thing I like to do, actually, besides the legs, is take the chest section, fold this out, fold this up. Then you can fold these panels, obviously, back out as well. Fold the head, like so, and then you can close this, but remember you're going to actually have to lift this up, in my opinion, for transformation. Then you can unpeg the back a front bumper from the back, and then go to the legs. Here you can do this, plug them together, and then you can rotate these up. Then you can take the ankle panels and then you can fold those up as well, and then you can take these sections, fold out the back of what is the ambulance. Then you can take these sections, fold out the windows as well, take these sections and rotate them up like so. And then essentially what will happen is you just line it up and flush along the side of the leg, and then essentially what will happen here is, let's just move these out of the way so you guys can actually see this. Essentially what you'll do is you'll take this entire panel and then you'll just fold it so that it locks into that tab, so that's like that. Do the same thing here on this side. So lift that up. This, push it forward, obviously fold that in, and then you can just tab all this together like a little bit like so. There you go. And after this, you can take this entire section, rotate it up and unpeg it, and then rotate this all the way around. Take the arms, essentially make them straight and keep them like this for now, and then essentially what you'll do is you'll just rotate them all the way around like so. Make sure they're all the way around, and then what you'll notice is that there is a tab there, and then there's a hole on the inside of that arm there, so you just gotta tab those together. Make sure everything is folded in, rotate these up, and then what you can do is fold the fists both down like so. And then from here, just leave it like this for now. So then after that, you can take this entire section and just fold it down and slightly bend these. And then essentially these will peg into place right there as you just saw. And then you leave this unfolded and then do your best to, what you'll notice is that there's a hole there and there's a peg here. Line this all up and this should peg not too hard right into place. Same thing around here. Do the same here like this. Now hold this together, and then this is the issue I was talking about. These pegs are clear plastic right here, and then they have to hook into these sections here, and I just feel like over time these will just shatter. So I'm not going to be transforming him much more after this, but just be aware of that and be careful when you're transforming, because what you have to do is you essentially push this all in together. It's a bit unwieldy. Just do that, and there we go. Then you can take obviously the guns, plug those here like so. So he has his mufflers and his weapon storage, which is just very good weapon storage. Actually, that doesn't happen super often. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have Ratchet, the studio. Oh, whoops. One last thing. I can't believe I forgot it. Snap the bumper right on and peg into place. There we go. But ladies and gentlemen, here we do have the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Ratchet, the Studio Series 86 Ratchet, back in his ambulance mode. So guys, here are my final and concluding thoughts concerning the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ratchet. This is really good. I mean, if you have the Ironhide figure, then you pretty much know what to expect from this guy. Again, Ratchet and Ironhide throughout G1 have always been the, another version of the Recolor and Repaint brothers and the Retool brothers. These guys have always been this way for a very long time, and this is no different. Now, they did enough to make this obviously visibly different than Ironhide and make him into Ratchet. They changed his head sculpt. He has the light bar there on top of the ambulance mode, and they changed the major stuff to white and red, obviously to match how he looked in G1. But other than that, I mean, it's just that same Ironhide figure, just again slightly retooled and repainted. Overall, it's a very good figure, but again, if you don't care for recolors or repaints, you probably won't pick this up. I'm personally getting this, and I think a lot of people will, just due to the fact that the Earthrise one was so difficult to get, and this one is so much more mass release that it's finally nice to have an easy access to probably the best version of both Ratchet and Ironhide that we've seen in the main line instead of the Masterpiece version. So, overall, I have to give this guy a score out of 10. Probably going to give this guy a 9. I don't really see any major issues besides the clear plastic stuff, as well as the lack of paint for the stripe on the side. But other than that, the look is fantastic. Other than the missing stripe, the articulation is great. He has accessories. He has a display base. He looks great. Overall, overall 9, I'd say 9 out of 10. So, If you do want to pick yours up, I picked mine up at the Big Bad Toy Store, but I will say that he should be hitting retailers now if you guys also want to take a look IRL and you're that type of person who likes that thrill of the hunt. Also, I will leave links to Amazon as well as Hasbro Pulse if you guys also want to pick this guy up. So yeah, links to those are down below. So with that, guys, I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, follow me on the socials linked in the description below. And with that, guys, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Peace out.